What would you do if you heard that a food described as the treat of a lifetime is in danger of disappearing? It turns out that many of our most distinctive and wonderful foods are becoming extinct. To give an example, not long ago, farmers grew thousands of different varieties of apples. But in many stores now, you can only find 2 or 3 different kinds. Unfortunately, over the last 100 years, many varieties of fruits and vegetables around the world have vanished. In 1903, gardeners could buy many crop varieties from commercial seed houses in the United States. 80 years later, however, these same crops had significantly fewer varieties available. This loss represents the loss of delicious tastes, important genetic variation, and ways of life associated with growing and preparing such foods. Why has this happened? The improvement of transportation and trends in globalization have played a role. Farmers have developed varieties such as tomatoes with thick skin that are not easily damaged when transported to markets around the world. Consumers want something year-round, thus leading farmers to try to grow fewer numbers of products that will satisfy these market demands. When we choose varieties that transport well, or because they are familiar to most customers, this can reduce the number of varieties being grown. I became interested in this problem and wondered if there were foods that grew near me in Florida that were in danger of disappearing. I found several, and that one endangered food, the Seminole pumpkin, is especially delicious, can be easily grown, and has an intriguing local history. I would like to tell you something about this tasty squash and encourage you to find an heirloom fruit or vegetable from your area to grow. The Seminole pumpkin is a small tan hard squash. Botanist Julia Morton wrote that the fruit, variable in form and size, is hard-shelled when mature and keeps at room temperature for months, is excellent baked, steamed, or made into pie. Very young, tender fruits are delicious boiled and mashed. The male flowers excellent dipped in batter and fried as fritters. Early Europeans in Florida wrote about it. The Seminole pumpkin was described in the writings of Alvar Núñez Cabeza de Vaca, who was part of the expedition of the Spanish conquistador Panfilo de Narvaez in the year 1528. Botanist Richard Campbell said that the Seminole pumpkin was important for Indians living in the Everglades because the ground is low and mucky, and whatever food was placed below ground would remain wet and surely spoil. The Seminole pumpkins, growing as a vine in the canopy above, offered an elegant solution. They would trail in the canopy above, flower, fruit, and hang from the trees for the winter months. Although the Seminole Indians most likely got this pumpkin from other Indian tribes, their use of this squash is why it is commonly called the Seminole pumpkin. I decided to try growing it at home because it is a plant that is well adapted to our semi-tropical climate and extremely disease-resistant, thriving in the hot, humid Florida summers when many other plants succumb to pests. I planted seeds in pots and in a raised garden bed. I soon had vines clambering over the ground and up fences. After 6 months, I harvested the fruit and had a chance to taste its delicious flesh. I would like to share this great experience with you and ask if you might consider finding out about food in your area that is in danger of disappearing. Not only will you help preserve a bit of history, you will also help contribute to maintaining our food biodiversity. To begin, you might identify heirlooms in your area using Slow Food's Ark of Taste catalog. And remember, eat it to save it.